Hello, Chaturi.
Good morning, Bhante.
Yes. You have any questions?
Good morning, Bhante.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bhante. Bhante,
Good morning.
little bit elaborate upon how the law of karma, which is like cause and effect, and dependent origination, which is like cause and condition, they work, how do they work together? Or they are completely mutually exclusive?
Okay.
Did you hear that question, Bhante?
I heard the question partially. Dependent origination work together?
The connection between dependent origination and karma.
Law of karma.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. They all work together. Actually, dependent origination is a way that explain how karma works. The formula is imasmin sati idang hoti, imasya upada idang upajati, imasmin nirodha idang nirodhyati, imasmin asati idang nahoti. Like that, this is the formula. In that formula, it explains when this cause exists, this result exists. Then the result becomes a cause, and then it produces its result. And this chain of activities going on and on and on, because in the cause there is ignorance. So then Buddha explained, imasmi sati idang hoti, yadidang avidya pacha sankara. Example Buddha gave. Imasmi sati, when this exists, such as when ignorance exists, depending on ignorance, sankara exists. Sankara means punya sankara, apunya sankara, anejya sankara. Sankara means karma, activities. Wholesome karma, unwholesome karma, imperturbable karma are committed when ignorance exists. Then he put it in the other way, when ignorance does not exist, wholesome, unwholesome and imperturbable karma will not exist. So it is a way of explaining karma. Dependent origination is a way of explaining karma. And therefore it is almost synonymous with dependent origination, is synonymous with law of karma. So it is inseparable connection. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante. The next question is about meditation. When suddenly you have the disappearance of bodily pain, and is this considered to be the first jhana? Like if you have pain and suddenly for a short while you have no more pain, is this phenomenon considered that you have attained the first jhana? And how long should you stay in this state of meditation?
Disappearing feeling takes place only one attains the fourth jhana. Before that, you have pleasure and pain. You see, the formula is Piti Sukha exists in the first jhana, and Sukha exists in the second jhana. Equanimity exists in the third jhana, and both pleasure and pain disappear in the fourth jhana. So by disappearance of just mere disappearance of feeling, you can, if you attain the jhana, then perhaps that may be too quick attainment of the fourth jhana. Now, we have to understand at the same time, it is very possible for someone to fall asleep and does not feel anything. So one has to be very careful about this. One definitely should overcome 5 hindrances: greed, anger, restlessness and worry, doubt, and sleepiness and drowsiness. These are the 5 hindrances, and one must make sure that these hindrances are no longer there, and it happens very naturally. Jhana doesn't happen automatically without your awareness. That is one thing. When by disappearance of feeling, you don't attain jhanas. In order to attain jhanas, you have to go through these stages, recognizing hindrances and how they disappear. As they disappear, jhanic factors arise, and then only you know that you are in a jhana. And then you go step by step, because each jhana has to be mastered in 5 ways that you do with intention. 5 ways is reflection and determining how long you are going to stay in jhana, and determining how you get. Once you determine to stay in jhana for a certain period of time, then you don't have to make any special wish to get out of it. You, after that predetermined period is over, you naturally will come back to an ordinary state. And then you re-attain it and master it as before. That's called avajjana, samapajjana, adhitthana, uchchana, paccavekkhana. This reflection, determination, then getting out of it, and re-attaining, and reflecting your steps. When you master this, then you can attain jhana anytime you like, easily, without akikkalabi, akasiralabi, nikamalabi, are the words used to express the progress or procedure of attaining jhana and coming out of it. And when you go on like this, you know you are in the first jhana, second jhana, third jhana. And when you attain the fourth jhana, then you don't have pain or pleasure, but only you have equanimity and clear mindfulness. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante. The next question is, Bhante, would you please elaborate on the role of piti as one of the 7 factors of enlightenment that you spoke about yesterday. How does piti arise? How does it lead to the concentration factor?
I see. Piti arises when you have energy, when you have completed energy factor of enlightenment. First you have mindfulness, then investigation, then energy factor. When energy factor arises, you have enormous of spiritual energy, not physical excitement, physical hypertension, but your mind is digging into your own self, your body, feeling, perception, thought, and consciousness. Your mind goes through all these things very carefully, and then you discover more and more things, such as your awareness of impermanence, awareness of unsatisfactoriness, awareness of Four Noble Truths, awareness of Noble Eightfold Path, and so forth. This becomes more and more clear in your mind. When they become more and more clear, then joy, you become more active mentally, and then your virya effort increases. That is the third factor of enlightenment. When that energy, spiritual energy arises, then you will have joy or piti. I mentioned the difference between piti and sukha. Piti is in anticipation of what you like to gain. Sukha is satisfaction of getting what you wanted. I gave this simile long ago in my explanation. It is something like when somebody traveling in a desert, thirsty, hungry, and weak, that person meets another person coming towards him with fresh face, fresh body, wet clothes, wet hair, and relaxed and so forth. So this person who is dry, thirsty, and so forth would ask the other person, Mister, I am also traveling in the same desert, and I'm tired, thirsty, and so on. You seem to be fresh. What is the secret? The other person who is fresh would reply, Mister, I saw a little lake, oasis, in the desert. I jumped into it, drank water, swam it, and refreshed and came out and relaxed on the bank of the lake, the river. Having heard this, person with dry face and so forth will have a great anticipation of seeing this lake, and he move forward. Each step he goes forward, he gets closer to the lake, and he see birds flying towards the lake. And then as he goes further, he can hear children talking, jumping, and he goes further towards the lake. Then he can see the water, and then he himself would get close to it, jump into it, swim it, drinks water, and then comes out of the water and relax on the bank of the lake. Now, relaxing on the bank of the lake is fulfillment. That is like sukha, happiness. Up to that point, his joy increased by degrees, and then that is joy. So, When all this happens, he will have a piti, joy. But sukha is not explained in as a fact of enlightenment because it is understood when he has this much joy. So the joy is the result of listening to the good news, and then he will fulfill his what he anticipated. So it's from the energy, joy arises. This is how it happens when you practice factors of enlightenment.
Thank you, Bhante.
Okay.
The next question is, if we can attain enlightenment without attaining jhanas, what is the point of pursuing these challenging states, especially if after years of meditation, you feel that you have not attained them? So if you can attain enlightenment without jhanas, why should we pursue jhanas if you haven't after many years of practicing?
Okay, if attaining jhana is an additional embellishment, it is additional like I give you a very simple mundane example. You pass your first degree in the university, and another person wanted to have an honor degree. So he would do something additional, write additional papers, do additional research, but the degree is the same. But one has ordinary degree, other one has honor degree. Similarly, if you can attain Sotapanna and so forth by just overcoming your fetters, and you cannot perform additional miracle and so forth, like reading reflecting on your previous lives and reading others' thoughts, so forth. You cannot do all these things. But you definitely have overcome your fetters. Streaming, in the case of streaming, you attain the first state called Sotapanna. And your existence in samsara would be limited only for 7 lives. Even the other person who has additional qualification also will have only 7 lives left for him to exist in samsara. In that case, both of them are similar, equal. But one has more qualification to do various other things, and other person doesn't have. And therefore, all depends on the personality. So the minimum anybody should acquire or require to do is to overcome 3 fetters. And then by weakening 2 more fetters, one attain the second level of enlightenment, that is one's eternal state, and destroying those 2 weakened fetters, one can attain the third level of enlightenment called anagami, and by destroying remaining 5 fetters, one attain the arahanthood or 4th level of enlightenment. And someone who has practiced jhana can have additional qualification. So that's all. But one doesn't have to practice jhana. However, many people talk about attaining jhanas, and they probably might think that is enough for them to calm themselves, remain peaceful relatively, without attaining even the first level of enlightenment. Some people are satisfied with that. If they don't have energy, time, and enough wisdom and so forth, even attaining jhanas may be enough for them. But eventually, no matter how many jhanas you attain, you still remain in samsara if you do not attain higher level called supramundane attainment, like Sotapanna and so forth. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante. Next question. When I am meditating, all of a sudden I feel light, free from hindrances, with clear mindfulness. Is that jhana? If so, which jhana is it?
I said, as I mentioned earlier, when you meditate, you practice, if you practice vipassana meditation, all of a sudden you would feel light, free from hindrances, with clear mindfulness. You ask, is it jhana? If you are pretty sure that you don't have hindrances and your mind gain concentration and you are fully aware of what is happening, of course that is a jhana. Yes. It can be first jhana. After attaining the first jhana, you don't go to the second jhana automatically. If you don't master it, you may get confused, and therefore once you attain the first jhana, you must know what jhana that is. It does not happen to you like a dream. It happens with your full awareness. If you have mindfulness, if you have overcome your hindrances, and you attain some first jhana, and then you see your mind is free from hindrances. Now, attaining the first jhana, you don't have to do too many things. It is you have to be separated from various mundane activities and overcome your hindrances. You must be pretty sure that no hindrances are there temporarily. You have what you call thought of letting go, generosity, thought of loving friendliness, and thought of non-cruelty, compassion. You have those qualities in the mind, and they remain in the mind for a while. And you have reasonable degree of concentration, then you are in the first jhana. And you may lose it, then you have to reflect how you got it. When you lose it, you have to reflect on how you got it. As I said, it doesn't come like a dream. You develop it deliberately, and you see the steps you followed, and then you know how you got it. And then you like to attain or re-attain it. To re-attain it, you follow the same steps you followed before and attain it. And before you attain that state, you determine this time, first time I attain it and I stayed only 2 minutes, I lost it. This time I'm going to stay for 5 minutes, and after 5 minutes I may lose it. And then you reflect again the steps you followed and followed them and attain and stay a little longer. And so forth, you keep mastering it until your mind is very, very clear and lose interest in the first jhana, because your mind begins to see something more calm, more peaceful. And then when you lose your interest in the first jhana, then mind naturally goes to the second jhana. And there you don't have to think of living frailness, generosity, compassion, and so forth. They are already established in your mind. And then you stay in that. And then again, you determine, you reflect, and remember the steps you followed. Follow those steps as previously, as before you, when you lose it, you determine again and attain and stay in the second jhana, maybe 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and so on. As you lose it, you come back, and then again you attain it, and so forth. You go on repeating same steps until you attain the fourth jhana. Fourth jhana means where you don't have a feeling, you don't feel this breath at all. Your mind is full of equanimity, and your mindfulness is very good. So both mindfulness and equanimity are pure and clean. Then you know that you are in the fourth jhana, and you keep repeating it, and so forth. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante. The next question is, Bhante, can you please explain the first three fetters, especially Sakaya Ditti?
Sakaya Ditti
And the
is,
first three fetters, yes.
yes, first three fetters. Sakaya Ditti means it is very strange. Some people think the body has self. This is a very subtle way of thinking. Body and self are identical, or self is in the body, or body is in the self, or self and body are totally separate. These are the four ways of thinking of self in the as far as regard with regard to the body. Similarly, with regard to the feeling, perception, thought, and consciousness, they have these four ways of thinking of each aggregate. This way you have 20 ways of thinking of existing self. This is a very strange way of thinking. And that is called Sat Kaya Ditti. Ditti means view, this view. But when you keep practicing mindfulness and impermanence, realizing impermanence very, very, very clearly, then this view will totally vanish from your mind. That time you would have overcome your Satkaya Ditya, personality view. People will argue and discuss to substantiate their belief that there is a permanent self. And that is because of this ignorance. And the second fetter, doubt about the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, Kamma, dependent origination, rebirth, and so forth. They have doubt. In the first place, they have to have a full confidence in the Buddha. It is called confidence in the Buddha's enlightenment. When one has the confidence in the Buddha's enlightenment, one would not have any doubt about what he taught, and doubt about the enlightened persons. They can be monastic monks or nuns, laymen, whoever attained enlightenment are enlightened person. This means monks can attain enlightenment, nuns can attain enlightenment, men can attain enlightenment, women can attain enlightenment, irrespective of their clothes, what they wear, whether they wear pants or trousers or dhoti or whatever, sarong or what, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But it is the mind that really matters. When the mind is pure and clean, that is the state we want to attain. Anyway, so they will not have any doubt about enlightened person. Sangha. That is the second fetter. Doubt about the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and so forth. The third is sometimes people practice all kind of rituals. Suppose somebody light a lamp every day, morning, evening, they light a lamp, thinking that this will bring them merits and this will help them to attain enlightenment. Or somebody light incense, offer some flowers, various rituals. These are very mild rituals. In the Buddha's time, there were many, many rituals, paying respect to the sun, paying respect to the moon, bow down to the sun, bow down to the moon, bow down to various directions, east, north, west, south, they bow down, thinking that this will help them to attain liberation, enlightenment. There are gods in this direction. If they pay respect to all these different gods, they can attain enlightenment and so forth. All these are rituals. They think that if they follow those rituals, they can attain enlightenment. So when you practice meditation and when you gain mindfulness, you will see the futility, uselessness of these rituals. That is how you overcome this ritual. Now, these are three rituals and three fetters, and these rituals themselves are fetters. They get in your way of attaining enlightenment, clearing your mind, get in your way of understanding the truth. And therefore, they are called fetters. They are binding you to samsara and keep repeating them in this life, next life, and so forth. And so when you overcome these three fetters, you are in the stream entry path and fruition. And you definitely follow the Noble Eightfold Path. One who attains the stream entry must follow the Noble Eightfold Path to attain the stream entry. One day, Venerable Buddha asked Venerable Sariputta, Sariputta, soto ti uchyati. Sariputta, sota. People say, we talk about sota. What is sota? Then Sariputta said, this noble eightfold path is called sota. What is sotapanna? Sotapanna means one who puts himself into the practice of noble eightfold path is called sotapanna. Following the noble eightfold path is the highest level called supramundane level, is called stream entry practice of stream entry. And by the end of this practice, one attains the stream entry. And therefore, these are the things one has to do. Once you overcome these three main down-to-earth fetters, then the remaining 7 fetters would be very easy to overcome. Overcoming the first 3 fetters is the most difficult. That is the real breakthrough of your ignorance. And therefore, these 3 fetters, we keep thinking, asking questions, reading about it, discussing Dhamma to clarify these 3 fetters. Clarifying, reading, writing, thinking, listening is not enough. You have to see them happening in your own mind. See, it is happening in your own mind. Then you can be pretty sure that you are stream enterer. Okay? I think that may be enough for today's Dhamma talk. We went to 5 minutes overboard. Now we do some meditation. Okay? Let me try to get to that. Metta recital. Oh, Yatri, can you help me?
Yes, Bhante, let me just
Metta recital.
actually I can see your screen, but I don't see the okay, let me see if I can share it. Do you have the document open? You just double click on the PowerPoint. Let me see if I can open the
Oh, okay. Okay.
yes, we can see it, but you're not there you go. Yes, we can see it.
Okay. You all get Metta recital?
We can see it, Bhante. We can see the metta.
Huh?
We can see it, Bhante.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now let us begin our meditation. As usual, I recite the Metta passages and then after that, we all meditate together. May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings have happy minds. Whatever living beings there may be, without exception, weak or strong, long, large, medium, short, subtle or gross, visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth. May all beings have happy minds. Let no one deceive another, nor despise anyone anywhere, neither from anger nor ill will should anyone wish harm another. As a mother would risk her own life to protect her only child, even so towards all living beings, one should cultivate a boundless heart. One should cultivate for all the world a heart of boundless living friendliness, above, below, and all around, unobstructed, without hatred or resentment. Whether standing, walking, sitting, lying down, or whenever awake, one should develop this mindfulness. This is called divinely dwelling here, not falling into erroneous views, but virtuous and endowed with vision, removing desire for sensual pleasures. One comes never again to birth in the womb. Okay, let us meditate for the next 20 minutes. By means of these meritorious deeds, may I never join with the foolish. May I join always with the wise until the time I attain Bhavana. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear-struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. From the highest realm of existence to the lowest, may all beings ascend in these realms, with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Friends, this is the end of today's session, and I'm glad that you all came. And we want to share our metta once again with everybody. May all those who are in hospital suffering from various diseases taken care of by various doctors, nurses, and hospital staff, may they recover very soon and find ways to practice Dhamma and attain liberation from samsaric suffering. May all the doctors, nurses, and hospital staff who are so kindly taking care of these patients also find ways to practice Dhamma, meditation, and liberate from samsaric suffering. May all those who have lost their loved ones in various parts of the world, in various ways, those who are grieving, may they all be free from grief and find ways to practice Dhamma and attain liberation from samsaric suffering. May all those who are in war zones, poverty-stricken area, places where there are various types of discrimination, may they find peace, may they find ways to practice Dhamma, liberate themselves from such a state, and liberate from samsaric suffering. And we also want to wish everyone, all over the universe, in all 10 directions, be well, happy, and peaceful, and finally may they all attain Nibbana. That is the end of today's session. And I'm glad that you all came to participate in this. Okay?
Sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you,
Bhante.
Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu,
Thank
sadhu.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Bhante. Sadhu,
welcome.
sadhu, sadhu.
Bhante.
Okay. Prashant and Varuni, thank you very much for what do you call it, Chaturi and Prashant. Thank you very much for helping me. Okay?